Patriots, how you doing today? Today is March 18th, 2024. It's a Monday. This is day 1168 in the clown world. Man, we got a lot to talk about, man. I haven't seen you guys in like 2 days. Hoping the sound is good. Got a couple things figured out with mounting the camera here in my nice Astro Van mobile studio. Dead by. I don't miss it very often, but I still do, that's for sure. Hi, Dead by. Hello, Cherie Nova, Annette Park, Carol Burton, hello, hello, Sylvia, Sherry Thomas, and Docs and Grandma in the house. Took 2 days off there, Patriots. A lot going on here. Got to see the grandkids. But we got two or three vigils to talk about. Man, there was vigils all over the place this weekend too. Awesome stuff Patriots are doing all across the country right now. Hi, Pathfinder. Cute cat, hello. Crying in the dark. Good to see you. Sherry Thomas. So yeah, Patriots, how you been doing? Flip it around here. We're going to talk about the vigils. We had vigils down at Freedom Corner Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to talk about. In the meantime, Northern Neck Patriots also had a vigil on Friday night. And they had John Haynes in there from the Northern Neck Sentinel newspaper. And once again, another Friday night vigil. Way to go, Northern Neck Patriots. Standing up for the J6ers. Getting the word out, man. John Haynes, I didn't get to see the whole vigil, but man, John Haynes got right into it right from the beginning there, and was talking about this letter that he got from Barry Ramey, and that basically when Barry was in the Northern Neck Regional Jail, he contacted John Haynes in the newspaper called the Northern Neck Sentinel, and basically got punished because he did reach out. So that was early on, and this was 2 years ago when this all happened. And he got severely, Barry Ramey got, we all know about the treatment that they got down there in Northern Neck. All right, hold on. Hope the sound is okay. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get these guys out of prison, man. I ain't sitting around waiting until Trump does it. And I hope America won't either. But we need the rest of the people here to get involved, man. Because it's starting to look like Law and Order is a popularity contest, isn't it? With all these Trump trials going on and more start up. They're going to start more up. It's crazy. And then the other vigil that we had was out in Los Angeles, man. Mama Earth channel. Check out that one. They had a vigil right outside the LA prison there. And man, she got phone calls from David Dempsey, John Todd, Doug Wyatt, Scott Miller, Curtis Tate. All great patriots. And they were all calling all the way out from the DC Gulag because the two J6ers that are in the LA prison aren't allowed to call out to a vigil because they're in the Bureau of Prisons, whatever you want to call it, trafficking section, So they're not allowed to call out to a vigil from inside the LA prison. So all the people that did call Mama Earth and Sancia was also working out on that too, man. Great work, you two. I don't know if you'll ever get this message, but we're behind you all the way. And they hope to have another one in another month or so. So we'll see it. And yeah, here's Mama Earth's channel. subscribe to her channel, and she gets involved with all kinds of stuff out in LA. She's doing like flag waves and stuff. She's got a great Patriot group that they hang out and do stuff with. And another one, she'd been to Freedom Corner, and that got her fired up. And from there, no looking back. No turning back. All right, I forgot one thing. I gotta plug in a battery here. Okay, there we go. All right, so we'll be looking. So it's a beautiful day outside. I mean, it looks really nice out there, but it is raw. It's cold and windy. It went down into the 40s again, and I'd love to be outside right now, but we'll do it from the Astrovan studio instead. It's nice to have a studio, a nice car you can get around in, you know, and drive all over the place. It must suck really living without a car, you know. All right, so on Friday night, down at Freedom Corner. So yeah, we had Northern Neck Patriots, had the LA prison vigil going on out there with Mama Earth and Sansia. And then on Friday, we had a vigil there at the corner, Freedom Corner in Washington, D.C. They got calls from, Roy. Oh, Roy Bunger was down there from the Lewisburg area for the visitation. They had visitations on Friday. And Roy had a really good prayer at the beginning, man. And then he had like an inspirational talk. He was reading the book of Esther, and he had some really good inspiration out of that for us. There's always great inspiration in the scriptures there. Like in the title of this one, somebody, I think on APN, American Patriot News Network, this morning typed in, "Why do the nations rage?" You know, so that got me thinking into Psalms 2, and then I found that title for this video. Oh man, I can't remember what it was. I typed it down in the video title though. There, man. Fear the Lord and rejoice with trembling. Definitely. And that's the way. That's what you learn, man. That's what you learn when you're plugged into the scriptures and you got Jesus as your Savior. All right, then we got a call from Chris Quaglin and Dominic Box on Friday night. And there's a whole saga with toothbrushes in the prison, you know. They got these goofy little toothbrushes they got, and for some reason they can't sell them regular toothbrushes, and then you can't buy them because somewhere somebody got hurt with a toothbrush, you know. I mean, that's the whole thing. Goofiness down there in the prison, man. And then Chris and Dominic were talking about the Biden migrant crime going on all over the country right now. It's all here and there, but we're not hearing one central source of how many they're happening everywhere. Every little town they're happening in, man. Illegals driving cars with no insurance and no license and crashing into people, killing them, getting into wrecks all over the place. Those are the ones you don't even hear about. Murders, rapes, children getting hurt, all because of these Biden migrants, man. The country, we're surrounded at this point now, Patriots. Okay, and then Taylor John Attack is called up. And he was on a topic of the state must not interfere with parent-child relationships, man. And that's exactly what we got with the CRT theory in the schools that they're teaching. And that's what's going on with the drag queen story hour thing at the library here. But we got to stay involved, man. Taylor's always telling us, stay involved, man. If you're not throwing buckets of water on this dumpster fire of a country right now, we need your help, man. We need a bucket brigade going. Pick your battle, because they're everywhere. We're all surrounded with them. Federal battles, state battles, county battles, election battles. They're everywhere, Patriots. We need people dumping buckets of water on this stuff everywhere. So stay involved. John Attackers was talking about this, and that we are responsible, man. This is our country. If we don't do it, the government's not doing it. We've proven that to ourselves over and over and over again. The government is not coming to our rescue. This is a we the people moment, man. And we don't know just pick a battle somewhere, and God's going to lay the plan out, man, when it all comes together. I mean, we can't just sit here and come up with a plan on how everything's going to work out. But there's plenty of little fires around to start fighting the fire here. Okay, then Nicole got on the mic there, was talking about Ashley Babbitt, man. What would Ashley Babbitt be doing right now if the government didn't take her out? She would be standing up somewhere against all this stuff, against the election fraud. We know because she went to January 6th, which a million other people went to because of election fraud. And it's now taken the courts 3 years. They've had to fumble around with this stuff. We're having victories all over the place. Not many of these cases are getting tossed out. They're all getting won. They're all getting won, Patriots. Yeah, cutie cat. I remember when Joe Biden said that. The most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. Bloodbath Joey. Look at what the insanity these people have over one word lately. I don't know. We'll get into that maybe. I don't know. Bloodbath. Ooh. It's a scary word. Oh, man. But what would Ashley Babbitt be doing, man? She'd be fighting this stuff. So rise up, Patriots. Pick your battle. Make your message heard, man. Figure out a sign to hold up at the protest, and just show up, man. Boots on the ground. Basically, you just got to show up and be there, man. And we'll get into that here when we're talking about this drag queen story hour, when I'm done talking about the J6 stuff here. Okay, then Saturday we had a great vigil, man. So there's been at least a dozen Patriots there every night. There is people coming and visiting and staying a night or two. And so on Saturday night, we had MAGA Shred was there. Ron J. Spike was there. MAGA Shred was doing his guitar stuff. MAGA Shred's, he was at J6, man. He was there playing that guitar at J6, I'm pretty sure. And Ron J. Spike, we thought we were going to hear a tune from him, but it wasn't. Ron J. was coming down there for inspiration, man. Getting back into tune with grassroots. What do we got to do right now? How do I pour a bucket of water on this fire? So he came down for inspiration, man. Yeah, Ashley B running for office, and I think a couple of us got to do that, It takes, it so sucks running for office. And it takes a special kind. But, man, we need people that'll run for office, too. No doubt about it. You got to be able to take it. I mean, they're just going to hammer you. These libtards all over the place. The newspapers are going to... You can't even leave a quote with the newspaper here because they will twist it around, man. If you'll notice, every Republican that they quote, it's from a publicly released statement. They will not leave comments with the newspaper here because they become so toxic that you just can't do it with them, They're toxic. Oh, come on, man. Okay, Mickey. Yeah, where was that quote? Show me that quote, man. Well, all right, so where were we here? MAGA Shred, Ron J. Down at the Vigil. The roll call last night. We're all wondering how many names are in there. Lee Sorensen, man. Counted every single name in that last night. 232 names in the roll call now. And what did they just busted 26 more last week? The prison time sentence out now to J6ers is right at 1,000 hours for, or 1,000 years. 1,000 years of prison time has been allotted these J6ers so far for a 6-hour delay at the Capitol on January 6th, man. This is insanity level, and a lot of people just don't understand that this has happened while they weren't paying attention. So I hope it's starting to settle in, man. Well, yeah, Boomer, there's good news all over the place, dude. We're talking about battles here, though, right now. But there's good news is I just spent the weekend with my grandkids. That was cool. It was fantastic. The bad news is I wasn't able to take notes on Sunday night's Vigil, though. I was able to just moderate and keep trolls out, but I wasn't able to take notes on Sunday night. So we're going to miss Sunday night, sorry. But that's the good news. Grandkids are awesome. What else, man? Ron J. talking about zombie apocalypse, man. And that's, I mean, look at them out there. Look at these people out there. They're zombies. They're wearing a mask, driving around in a car, man. They're sitting at green lights because they're looking at their phones. It's unbelievable, man. They're sitting at restaurants with people all, sitting at their table, and they all got their phones out looking at their phones and stuff, man. Zombies everywhere, man. Colorado, yeah, my grandkids, well, not close, a half hour away, though. And it is a blessing, man. It restores your soul. You go see them kids growing up and playing and stuff, man. Yeah, Jamie Crow. Jamie Crow called me for a flag wave on Sunday, but it was like, man, Jamie, I'm going to see the kids. Way to go, Jamie. She got down to the corner, boots on the ground. For St. Patty's Day, no less. It was St. Patrick's Day that when you were there, wasn't it? Yeah, yesterday. Awesome, man. I missed the question. Hey, Jamie, my favorite streamer. Okay, curious. What happens if Trump loses in 2024? I don't know. I'm talking about today. We'll see what happens, man. It just seems silly that everybody wants to wait around and for Trump to solve everything, man. I mean, that's what I'm hearing from all these, people are just waking up. It was better under Trump, so we'll just wait till he gets back. But we're not going to make it another 7 months till November, man. The country is taking a nosedive. So I don't see it as a improvement on anything if Trump doesn't win that. The only way to start improving the problems that we're having is Trump's got to get back in office. But he's not going to get back in office if we don't secure the next election. And then we got all these other battles for our children all over the place. I mean, we're scrambling. They got us fighting off enemies attacking us from 7 different directions right now. So it's hard to focus on what are you going to do? We got to secure that election. We got to make sure our kids don't get brainwashed when we're fighting that battle. And we got to campaign for Trump. We got to get people signed up to vote that don't vote all the time. But things are looking up. Ronna McDaniels is out of the head of the RNC. She is hamstrung the RNC for as long as I can remember. She was doling out money for Republican candidates and just screwing over the MAGA candidates, who would then go in and lose their election. So, I mean, just what she did with our Senate race here. Dr. Oz. Come on, nobody wanted that guy. We had this firecracker lady that was running who just got no funding from the RNC, man, who could have definitely beat Fetterman. And we end up with Fetterman because of Ronna McDaniels. She's gone. And 60 at the top of the RNC are gone. So it's time there's another battle we got to get in there. Cement the Republican Party now. Trump drove a wedge into it. The Republican Party has been repelling the Tea Party, the Patriot Party. They've been repelling common sense people keeping the rhinos in office and playing the uniparty game against us. That's why we can't wait around for the government to save us at this point, right? Yeah, Trump can't do it alone. I mean, Trump will come in and arrange everything when he gets in office. He'll keep World War III from happening. He'll open the pipeline and the drilling back up here so we can get gas for less than $4 a gallon. And he'll improve the economy. Trump's good at a lot of stuff. Securing elections, there's nothing he can do about that. That's me and you, Patriots. Making sure a teacher doesn't sexualize our children in 3rd grade. Trump can't do that. That's me and you, Patriots. We got our own battles. That's in our hometowns and stuff, man. Yeah, KA, the protest didn't happen yet. We're going to get into that here after I get done here with the... And it's crazy. This library protest is getting crazy here. Okay, so Ron J. talk about zombie apocalypse. We need more leaders. There aren't any more people leading the way around in our circles, right? So Ron J. was on this topic too. We need leaders. People got to step up. It sucks to have to do that, but some people got to do it. Taylor John Attackers, act free to be free. Just do it. You got it. We can't be all scared. They got us all freaked out. They've been using the law enforcement against us. They've been using the justice system against us. And the thing is, the message out there is if you stick your head up above the foxhole, they take your head off. So it's dangerous. Yeah, you're going to have troubles. But you got to stand up and fight them, man. Alaska wants to drill. Boomer says we all want oil. Man, they got us brainwashed on what oil is, Patriots. It's deep. We're just scraping the tip of the iceberg if we can get Trump in office here. All right, what's this one? Sylvia. DOD contract firm has direct access to service members and their kids. They're after our kids, man. This is a whole nother front coming at us from this direction. So, like I say, man, we gotta be, if you're not pouring buckets of water on this fire, you need to be. This is dire. So Taylor was talking. Act free to be free. Chris Quaglin calls. He's talking about a WAPO article from March. And then Miss Piggy shows up, a screaming demon on the other side of the road, just yelling the most vile shit at our people. And it's unbelievable. Being at Freedom Corner sucks when that's going on, man. You can try to ignore it, but you're not. It's happening right there. I've lost half of my hearing from that shit over there. It's old, man. It's beat. Cops don't do anything about it, but their wickedness just was allowed to run rampant on a DC street again on Freedom Corner on Saturday night. I mean, it'll happen until America sees it happening and go, oh my God, what is this? You know, if somebody can finally see that stuff, that alone should wake up a lot of people. I think it would shock the hell out of them, man. Thinking that there could be fine patriots just standing around praying, taking phone calls on a corner of a street somewhere to help support the people that they believe are prisoners and political prisoners, while somebody just shrieks cuss words at them from across the street through a bullhorn or whatever she uses. Study: woke people are more likely to be miserable and suffer from mental health problems. Transgendered youth are more susceptible to suicide, you know? Why aren't we paying attention to this? Why are we promoting this in our schools and our libraries, you know? What does the science say? More miserable to suffer because they don't got, like, Jesus to lean on either, too, right? well, wait, what does woke mean? It used to mean this, now it means this. I'm not sure. We got to define woke. And bloodbath. We're going to have to just define what that means. And we got to back up for a lot of people here. They're not paying attention. They're just waking up. So over the screaming, I could hear Chris Quadlin saying something about trusting in God. He's joking about it, calling her screamers for Trump. Or no, this was not Craig. This was somebody else who I didn't get their name because I couldn't hear it because of the screaming, and we didn't get everything arranged yet, so the sound was good. But yeah, and this guy got to see his wife. I forgot who it was, man. I never got his name. And then Jeff Sable called in. Trump gave an excellent rally in Dayton, Ohio. And Jeff was talking about that. He did a great salute to the J6ers, called them political hostages. And, just spoke the truth to what it was, 60,000 people in Dayton, Ohio, Where was Joe Biden that day? It's crazy, man. We had some major tornadoes in Ohio. Where's FEMA? Joe Biden isn't paying attention to that. A lot of people in need, man. And nobody but the Patriots showing up with help, man. We got Joe Nagy, YouTuber Joe Nagy, man, heading down to Ohio with supplies and help for the people that just got decimated by a bunch of tornadoes, Scott Miller. Thanks, Angelina. That was Scott Miller that got to see his wife. Awesome. I'm glad I got his name, man, because I all right. And then Jeff Sable was talking about, this was after the national anthem, and they chit-chat and stuff. They talk about news topics, Dayton in Ohio, or Trump in Ohio. And then something about Candace Owens comes out with an article that Bridget Marcon is a man. The leader of France's wife is a dude. So we got to verify that. It's not out of the realm of possibility, though, from everything we know about today's day and age, right? Oh, man. And then Brian Jackson got on for a little bit Saturday night right at the end there. So that was awesome, man. And then last time I told you I didn't take notes on Sunday, but there was about, I think, 16 Patriots there on Sunday. So there's a good crowd of people showing up there, man. And ridiculous. The same stuff happening. They're fighting over toothbrushes in the prison. Everything, I mean, it's just another day in the gulag. Another day in the gulag. But we had Northern Neck Patriots doing a vigil, and we also had Mama Earth. So there was 3 vigils in 3 states on over the weekend, which is awesome, man. Yeah, Bruce Levings, man. Thank you, Bruce. Brought donations to the Indian Lake, Ohio this morning. He had a live stream going. He was driving down there. I got in with that, but I didn't want to chat and start, chatting too much because I got to flip around a lot in the morning and check stuff. But I hung out with Bruce for a while. That was awesome. Hey, Cleo. Kel Burton. I'll be taking stuff to Bruce on Thursday. Awesome. We got a network of Patriots rolling aid into Ohio where people need it, where FJB is absent. What do you call that? Absconding his duty, dereliction of duty. Derelict Joe. Where are you, buddy? Where are you, man? Joe Nagy on the scene, though. Oh, man. Time for freedom. Hello. What did I miss? No doubt, a lot slips through. We're just trying to figure out the difference between what an email is and a website. I'm just almost got my brain around it, Deb. Okay. All right, I got one other topic of information about the vigils going on here. Is that like we've heard Nicole talk about Guy Reffitt, her husband. He got tried and sentenced for issues at J6, but now the federal government is also trying to come in with some more charges to Guy on some things that happened that was seized or found during the raid of their house, which violated some federal firearm laws, okay? So they're trying to charge him with that now, and Nicole was asking for help from Texas's state attorney general. And while they were doing that, they gave out some phone numbers there, all right? So, and they were phone numbers that didn't quite work out, but it just displayed a game that gets played on me every time. When you pick up the phone and try to call somebody on a topic because you want to like influence how somebody's deciding something, you get this game called the phone tag shuffle, all right? So the first one was the number I called was Paxton's campaign office, all right? So I talked to somebody there. I'm like, oh, no, you're not the person I need to talk to, but do you know who I can talk to? And she was like, oh, yeah, sure. You call, here's where his office is, right? So I call his office. But I don't get Ken Paxton on the phone. I get his aide, right? And this guy can't answer any questions. You know, he's like a lawyer tiptoeing through a civil suit or something, and he just doesn't want to give any information out because I don't know if he might get in trouble or what, but I get this as this thing. So then you go, well, what number can I call where I can get an answer to that question, you know? And then they give you a number for that. And then you call that number, and then, oh, but no, she won't give you the answer for that. And they just send you around on a loop, man, until you get tired and you give up. And then you never get your opinion out. So I don't know. I reach out a lot. Ken Paxton, I know he's a Democrat, but I feel like the people that are operating his phone service, or I know Ken Paxton is a Republican, but it's almost like the people running his phone answering service are Democrats, and they just don't want to give any information out for anybody or something. Something's up with that, man. Our government employees should have more ability to answer questions, and I don't know if it's some kind of a liability issue, but have you ever run into that, Patriots? I don't know. It happens to me all the time. Texas has open carry, but this was something to do with suppressors. And it's a federal law, and now Texas is going to make a law that says the federal law is no good in Texas. But when Guy got busted, there was no law in Texas that said the federal law wasn't a good law, you know. So he's getting tried in the middle of Texas's battle to have that federal law erased because it's a lame law and it gets into gun control. And they're, you know, so you can't have a certain kind of suppressor is what it is, man. So they're looking for Ken Paxton's help on that. So if anybody's got Ken Paxton's ear, you know, that's what we needed to let Ken Paxton know, that there's a lot of people behind Guy Reffitt that think this is malarkey. And all right, Dead for Freedom got information on this. Firearm suppressor case number. All right, that's the case number. Thank you, Deb. And it's House Bill number 957. So I'm not sure what we're supposed to do. Call in and find out what the status of this case, this bill number is. I don't know if they voted on it by now, because Nicole mentioned this a week or two ago, a week and a half ago, I think. And I want to help Guy out, but we got to figure out where to make that call. And we don't want to cause any troubles either, you know, by making calls to the wrong people. But it just seemed like it was really hard, man. I was like they were playing tag with me on the phone lines. It wasn't fun. And it takes, you know, it takes all the fun out of it, that's for sure. And it keeps less people from calling in, man. Our Department of Transportation here in Pennsylvania, nobody ever calls them and complains about anything. because you never get through. It'll take you days to get through to the PennDOT offices here. Okay, what do you got here then, Deb? Maybe some clarity from Deb for Freedom. Ken Paxton, Guy Wesley Reffitt, Eastern District of Texas, Sherman Divisional, request your assistance of counsel. Please contact his federal defender. Okay. All right, I'm going to need like 3 explanations on that statement, Deb. I don't know why I'm the guy here, you know. Ken Paxton. Oh, that's his number, his prisoner number, 26216-509, Eastern District of Texas. Sherman Division. Request your assistance of counsel. Please contact his federal defender, Rochelle Allen. Okay, so that's Guy's defender. And we're asking Ken Paxton to contact her. Okay, that's simple. That's easy. And there's the number. And I got like 4 numbers written down here, Deb, and that's not one of them. So that's another number to call. 469. Need a pen and paper when you watch this show, Patriots. 362-8506. Okay. Excellent. And this is something we got to do, Patriot. Or maybe not everybody. Everybody's not into making calls, but I'm into making calls. I feel that's a good way to do it. Even better yet is emails, man, because then they got to answer you. And there's a permanent record of the email when you send an email. You know, my phone calls, they could just say, yeah, they write down this idiot called, and that's it. That's all that gets said about my phone call. But emails are more solid, and written responses are even better. But that's not my realm. I'm not good at that. All right. That's it for J6. Freedom Corner, patriotic, rigged election 2020 news. Day 600 is fast approaching on the Vigil there. So I was wondering if any one of you Patriots doesn't have something to do. It's something I wanted to do for a while here, is actually count, make sure my count has been staying the right, accurate. So the first Vigil was on August 1st, 2022. And we know day 600 is right around the bend here. And that's in a row, by the way, Patriots. Not one skipped night. In a row. And a screamer can just show up. One screamer every 2 weeks shows up there. So the opposition is basically non-existent. And our Patriots have been there every single night. And that was a team effort, man. Many people involved with that feat. So if anyone wants to count the days, and just make sure we're counting right, I'm thinking today was Vigil number, or tonight will be Vigil 597. Yeah. Cherie, because you're writing so much stuff down, you feel like a secretary. No, ultimate, you're missing the point of what we're saying about Guy Reffitt, man. He got busted with something that was illegal, according to the feds. But the feds passed a law that Texas believes is unconstitutional. So now Texas has to pass a law that says the federal law was unconstitutional. So therefore it doesn't apply in Texas. But in the meantime, guys stuck with this. It wasn't a weapon. It wasn't anything. It was a part of a gun, a piece that you can use on a gun. I don't know. Maybe I didn't make myself clear. Oh, and in the meantime, we got this Eric Adams. I just saw something like he was raided again. New York's a mess, man. I wouldn't want to be sending my kids into New York these days. Sister. Graphic new details in alleged sexual assault case against New York Mayor Eric Adams, calling him a predator. Wow. Wow. And they're messing with this guy, man. They went and took his phones and his computers. The Democrats, even. They're coming after their own. It's like panic in D.C. Debt for Freedom. Tonight is day 595. All right, so I've messed up the count somehow along the way. Tonight will be Vigil 595. All right. I wasn't quite sure I was accurate. I know I'm sequentially accurate pretty much all the time. But I might have started to count from the wrong day or something. So we're getting there. So tonight is day 959. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday is the 600th Freedom Corner J6 Vigil. Awesome. Awesome. That's an event. All right, here we go. Day 1167. Okay, so the day count starts from January 6th, I think, or January 20th. I forget I think we started counting the day count since January 6th, 2021. Okay, and a day 595. All right. Okay, Angelina. It's okay, Jericho. You're from Pennsylvania. We understand. What a bloodbath. We voted on. Okay, they're going to be voting on it in Texas. Good. All right. Oh, is that what it is too there, Cleo? He had it before it became federal law. That's another issue, right? So, yeah, it should have been grandfathered in. That might have been, I don't know exactly what the legal argument is there, but we need Paxton's help there, right? Stream from Gettysburg. Yes, we have a pedophile problem in this country. And we're about to get into that right now. So let's get into it, Patriots. I got a news article I got to read to you. What time is it? 6:11. All right, I got enough time here. This is called Dueling Rallies Planned for the City. This is what was in the Sunday paper here. Our newspaper is trying to hype this up. And the Pride people are trying to hype up this event that's going on. And I see trouble on the horizon for this event on Saturday. So let's go over this here. 2 groups to gather in response to Saturday Kids Library event. An LGBTQ plus rights group and a local member of the parental rights group Moms for Liberty plan to hold gatherings Saturday outside the Lancaster Public Library after obtaining permits from the city. Okay, once there ain't just free speech now, you gotta play the permit game downtown. Okay. The Dueling rallies are over a drag queen story hour event for children scheduled at the library that afternoon. Interest in this event has surged after Republican county commissioners criticized it. So see, they're blaming it. They're blaming this on the Republican county commissioners who criticized it. Interest in this event surged. So has opposition, with about 400 signatures on an online petition that calls on the library to cancel the event. So 400 people called the library and said, cancel it. All right. Do you think the library paid any attention to that? Local LGBTQ plus group, Lancaster Pride, obtained an event permit for Ewell Plaza, which is right outside the library doors. So basically, they took out a permit and they control the real estate. We were down there the other night. I showed you how there's a big park that we just built there. It's an urban plaza. There's two of them, one on one side of the street in front of the library doors and one on the other side of the street, not by the municipal offices. So they took over by getting this permit. If you're a right-wing or Moms for Liberty person, you could even probably get in trouble for just being on that side of the street during this event, you know. If you're just walking down the road, if you're not part of the protest, if you're Moms for Liberty, I don't know. They're making a big deal out of this Moms for Liberty group, but there is no connection to the Moms for Liberty group. They're fabricating this, and just wait. So they got the permit. Lancaster, all right, says this Lancaster City spokeswoman, Amber Strazo. Remember that name, Amber Strazo, writer. The group hopes to provide a peaceful, loving, supportive presence, separating protesters from families going to the library. This is what the Lancaster Pride people want to do. And that's how the Lancaster representative worded it, too. This is the Lancaster representative, but not the person from the gay rights group. A separate permit was granted to Lucy Gillibacher, a member of Lancaster County's Moms for Liberty chapter, for a gathering at Binns Park across the street from the Ewell Plaza at the library. And that's how. Well, we just froze up there. Sorry, Patriots. I got it. The government representative worded it that way against the other people. It's not a loving, caring event. We got a permit to be across the street from them. So this gal, Lucy, applied for the permit as an individual. The city employee said, Strazo Richter said. The city was aware that Gillibacher was active in Moms for Liberty, she added. The city primarily considers the availability of space when deciding whether to grant permits. So this city employee just gave a permit to this lady named Lucy and then added to the newspaper that she's also a member of this other group, okay? The permit is not for this group called Moms of Liberty. Reached by phone, Lucy of Peckway Township said the event is not a protest. Now listen carefully. This is what Lucy got the permit for. This is a peaceful gathering where we are praying over our city, our state, our nation, lifting it up in song and in worship, okay? So I'm all for that, man. Way to go. I don't want to make a scene in front of these kids. The media, the news, the local paper, and the TV stations want a clown show at this event. All right, then in the Moms for Liberty website thing, a Facebook account for Lucy shared the news that she'd be granted the permit. in the Moms for Liberty Facebook group. So they just put a notice out in Moms for Liberty's Facebook group that this gal who is a Moms for Liberty member got a permit, but it's not in the name of that group. Here's Lucy. We need to protect our children. Or no, this is the Facebook post. We need to protect our children. This has no place in our community and is not okay. Enough is enough. It is time to take a stand in uniting to protect what is sacred, our children. I am all for that 100%, right? The post emphasized that the rally at Binns Park is intended to be a peaceful gathering with friends, neighbors, and church communities. Responding to the newspaper, LNP, Lucy said, she is acting as an individual, not a member of Moms for Liberty, in planning the gathering. In the Facebook group, Lancaster County Moms for Liberty, Chapter Chair Rachel Wilson Snyder alerted members to the event. In an email to LNP, Wilson Snyder added, Moms for Liberty is committed to parental rights in public schools K through 12. This is a public library event, so it does fall outside the purview of our organization's mission. However, many individuals are responding as concerned citizens as they love and care for all of God's children and fellow countrymen. Potential for large crowds. Adding to what is likely to be a busy day at the city, the planned protest, get this, the planned protest will coincide with ZenkaiaCon 2024, a popular annual event for anime and science fiction fantasy fans held less than 2 blocks away from the library protest event at the Lancaster Convention Center. In previous years, as many as 6,000 people came to the city for this ZenkaiaCon convention. All right, this is on the front page of the newspaper all the time. People come up. So we got one delusional group of people having a man dress up as a woman to read stories to children, okay? And then on 2 blocks away, we're going to have 6,000 people show up that want to wear a bunny suit or dress up like Wonder Woman. You know, they are living in another reality. You know, they want to be Batman, or they want to be a Pokemon character. So they wear outfits and costumes and stuff. You know, it's always funny till somebody gets hurt here, people. I'll tell you this. In previous years, 6,000 people. Past ZenkaiaCon events have transformed downtown Lancaster into a surreal set piece for people dressed as fictional characters, a practice known as cosplay, and people acting in live-action role-playing games known as LARPing. All right, so I don't know if you're seeing what's coming together here like I have. There is the potential for large crowds in both Binns Park and Ewell Plaza on Saturday, and we advise the public to avoid the area unless necessary. The city lady said, Strazo Ryder said. We encourage the public to be aware of their surroundings, and if you see something of concern, please report it. So danger, danger. The city employee spokeslady, you know, has said we gotta be careful. All right, so here, Tiffany Shirley is president of Lancaster Pride, which is paying to host the Drag Queen Story Hour and which organized the Wall of Love. Shirley, the head of Lancaster Pride, said people have a right to protest peacefully. Her concern is that some past Moms for Liberty events elsewhere in the country have resulted in angry confrontations. I don't know where that information is or if she's just making that up. Moms for Liberty has a reputation, and I hope they show the community that's not who they are. And they are just coming to peacefully protest this event. So here we got the the head of Lancaster Pride, like berating the Moms for Liberty. I hope they can just show that they're peaceful. Shirley, the head of Lancaster Pride, said her group has talked with Lancaster City Police, hired private security, and developed a safety plan. We have the children and the family's safety completely in mind, she said. We are only letting families that have children into the library. This is for the children and their family, and we don't want to deter from that at all. So now she's limiting access, and now she's saying that they're just people with children are going to go into this event. All right, so that's not what I've seen from other events, drag queen story hour events, man. There was more than just the actor in there. Shirley pointed out that the performer, Christopher Paolini, has agreed to hold 2 story hours Saturday to accommodate the demand. There's so much demand, right? Right. Ironically, the story hour had just 13 parents signed up to attend until the GOP county commissioners voiced their opposition, she said. As of Friday, there were 200 families signed up and another 300 on a wait list, okay? Because she said there was just 13 until the Republicans made it into a clown show. Shirley said she feels like a lot of the interest has to do with the people wanting to show Paolini, who performs as Miss Amy Vanity, that they are supportive. This was never our intention, Shirley said, of the surge of interest. We just wanted this to be a small event for families to enjoy, and it's blown up into something huge. Lie. That is a lie. Tiffany Shirley, you liar. Head of Lancaster Pride, you are a liar, Tiffany Shirley. That was never your intention for this to be a small event for families to enjoy. I am not buying that 100%. You wanted to blow this up. You wanted newspaper coverage. You got the newspaper now reporting on it. You've gotten 3 front page headlines in the last week. And you are using children to get your gay pride message out to the wherever you want to get it. And that's abomination right there. You are using children. And I hope the people involved in this drag queen story hour are not foolish enough to not see that they're being used. Them and their children are being used to promote the Lancaster Pride agenda in this city. And that is horrible. That is horrible. They're using your children to do that. That is why our 2 representatives in the government stood, 2 men stood and said, hey, we don't like this. And that's why we all called the library up. 400 of us called the library up and said, hey, we don't want this, okay? We are being peaceful. We made phone calls. You, Lancaster Pride, are the ones that blew this up, and then you're talking like we just didn't want this to blow up. You had every intention of this blowing up, and we don't see through it for 1 minute. We don't see through it for 1 minute. And we're pissed off now, all right? So, all right, Lucy, you got your hands full here, ma'am. I am honored to know that you went up and stood up and got a permit for this group to be over there. But let me clue you in how this side of people works, how the opposition here, the people that go, we want this to be a nice little thing, nobody knows about it. They purposely wanted this to blow up. And Lucy, they are going to try to send infiltrators into your crowd on Saturday, all right? So, like the city spokesperson said, heads up, if you see something, say something. But every time I've been around these protests in D.C., this is what they do. They'll throw in instigators into the other side. This is what they did to us at J6. They put instigators into the crowd. And then they had security people that were, exacerbating the problem. So heads up on Saturday. And then we got the cosplay people in costumes going to be mingling around in this crowd. We're gonna have the rainbow umbrella people on the one side, and then Lucy's group's gonna be singing songs and praying on the other side. And I hope that is what the world sees on Saturday, man. So Lucy, kudos to you, man. What a strong patriot you are. We're so proud of you for standing up for our families and our children, especially. And I am 100% behind you, Lucy. I am at your service on Saturday. I just plan to keep a low profile, but I'm going to be there with a camera, and I'm going to be there heads up on how these people infiltrate and start trouble on your side of the street, Lucy. And we won't let them have it. So that's what I'm expecting on Saturday, and I'm expecting a great victory from this. These Lancaster Pride people, they have no business inserting their agenda in our faces all the time, and especially not in our children's faces. Children getting, as soon as there's a rainbow flag in a classroom, you're talking about sex, all right? Because that is what the rainbow is. It's a symbol. It's a banner for degenerate behavior that we don't believe in, all right? We believe if our children have these feelings that are represented by that flag, that there's something wrong. There's something wrong in their life that's making them behave that way. If they think they're a bunny rabbit and they want to put a bunny costume on and go to cosplay events, we think there's something wrong with our children. That's just who we are, because it is weird and it's not, it doesn't enhance your life at all. And we just believe it's wrong. And we're entitled to believe that way too. So that's my rant there. I think everything's going to be all right, and we'll just get through the day. God will lay out the plan, man. Yeah, we'll see. The police will be on deck at Lucy's event, but not on the convention on the other side of the street. That's a possibility. We'll just see how it plays out, though, man. Okay, now this library, this ain't the first LGBTQIA plus event at this library. I got some questions I want answered before Saturday. And one of those questions is, what does L stand for? What does G stand for? What does B stand for? What does T stand for? What does Q stand for? What does I stand for? What does A stand for? And what does the plus stand for? If we're having these events like in our face, I want to know exactly what LGBTQIA plus stands for. And I'll tell you, I already know what those mean. Google them. And it's not cool. When you find out, yeah, okay, lesbian's fine. Okay, you want to be lesbian, that's cool. That's cool. Gay, bi, trans, queer. The queer thing, I don't get why Q is in there, because I thought queer was L and G, and then we got another letter for L and G again. I have no idea what it is. Asexual. Yes, I know what asexual is. Just fine. Fine, go do that, man. You can do that. You can't do any of that around kids. You can't do any of that in school. You can't do any of that in a public area, all right, that people pay for. Because I find all this behavior abhorrent, all right, and my taxes help fund these public spaces. You can go rent a barn out and do all you want of LGBTQIA stuff in there, okay? But as soon as it comes to the plus part, that's where we got a real problem, all right? That's where you're involving children in this. And when people start Googling the plus thing, they're not going to be happy. And this library, every Monday from 4 o'clock till 5 or 6 o'clock, they have been having an LGBTQIA plus supportive space initiative in our publicly funded area, okay? So I don't know how all this stuff works. We're giving the library money. This could be a, hey, look over here, when actually over here's where we're supposed to be looking at, and that's this weekly event called the LGBTQIA plus Supportive Space Initiative is happening, and it has been happening in our library. So here's how we come back with 2 countermeasures, all right? A, we're protesting the drag queen story hour with children involved in our public spaces, our publicly funded spaces. And B, I want to know what the plus on the end of that sentence means before we get to the bottom of this, all right? You've been having this event in the library now, Monday nights from 4 o'clock till 6 o'clock. Are you promoting this degenerate agenda with my tax money? That is abhorrent to me, man. Leave our kids alone. Asexual might be a good thing, yeah, as long as it doesn't involve children. I'm pretty sure I knew some people who were asexual. They're not looking to teach asexuality to 3rd graders, Not all of them are a problem. But they identify with this group because asexuals are different, They're not motivated. They're not prone to the propaganda that drives you to be, for all the girls to be Barbie and princesses and all the boys to be Rambos and drink beer and play football. Asexuals might just be immune from all that. But we got to breed at the same time, too. I mean, breeding is part of being human. And as soon as you breed out breeding, the race stops, basically. Which is one reason why we're all against this stuff, man. Did you Google it already, Sylvia? From GoodRx, what does the full LGBTQIA plus acronym stand for? Well, I'm dying to know what they say. Because it stands for pedophilia, Patriots. Minor attracted person. They won't even call them homosexual or pedophiles anymore. They call them MIPs. What is a minor attracted person? That's a child predator. You're not allowed to have sex with children. You have to be an adult. So these are people who are attracted to minors. Minor is somebody who is under the age of 18. Words still have meanings, but they try to, demand that we use their pronouns, and MIP is one of them. I call them pedophiles. So that's that. Did I just get canceled? So we got all week to get ready for that, Patriots. I'll see what else that turns into. And I'm praying for a peaceful rally. And I hope that's what we can do. I hope we outclass these buffoons across the street with their umbrellas and their little safety nets and their security and their phone calls to the police. And I hope we just show the city what we're all about, man. We're just good, clean Americans, love God, family, and our countries. And our children, especially. Colorado. Well, we were brainwashed into being like sex machines, man. The 70s was cocaine, discos, babes, that was the thing back then. And there was everything you did had to do with getting chicks and things like that. It was just bizarre that we broke out of it and went like, whoa, that didn't result in happiness. Yeah, I think, in talking with some friends of mine, the thing with the schools, all right? I've seen pictures where they're hanging rainbow flags in elementary school classrooms because the teacher's a gay person and she wants to, wear her sexuality on her sleeve, so she introduces it into the classroom, right? But wouldn't that be the same as like a Christian teacher making a 6-foot-tall wooden cross and putting it right next to his desk up there? He wouldn't be allowed to do that, because now you're entering religion into the classroom and kind of demanding it there. We're there, the public schools are there to educate our children, not indoctrinate our children. So, I mean, learning about Christianity as a religion while you learn about Islam and Buddhism and Hinduism and, you know, all the religions of the world is kind of like having a health class where you're talking about the biology of male and female in a health class or an extension of a science class, right? Why do you have to start saying, here's a male and here's a female, here's how they make a baby, now you got to choose your pronouns? I mean, that part of the equation doesn't happen in school. That happens in your social parameters and stuff. Just like a talk of Christianity would be inappropriate for history class, you know, trying to save children and get them to accept Jesus Christ as their personal savior during science class or something. That would be inappropriate also. So that's where we're at, and we just got to tiptoe through this, man. God will lay out the plan. Yeah, right. They failed at the education part, so all they got left is indoctrination, right? And it might have been indoctrination from the beginning, you know. We let government come in and help us with educating our children. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea back when that all started, right? I don't know still if they have biology classes anymore. The math classes they're teaching these kids is bizarre. And I don't know, man. Kids ain't looking a lot smarter these days. Right, the kids can't make change at the supermarket or the Burger King job, but they're experts on gender identities, right? Because the LGBTQIA thing used to go on for another like 8 letters. I mean, they took it overboard there for a while. There used to be 2 pluses at the end. And there was 2 I's and 2 A's, and I'm glad they just reduced it to that, but it has no place in school. And as soon as you hang a flag, a gay pride flag in a school, that's that. That's what else does that mean? That is talking about sexual preferences, which has no place in a classroom at all. And no place in children under the age of their 5th or 6th grade, man. So I think that's all I got today, Patriots. Thanks for joining me. I hope that made coherent sense about what's going on. We are surrounded, though, and like, I got the J6 thing going on, and man, I want to keep that battle going. But right now, this one's in my backyard. This is and 2 weeks ago, it was the Amos Miller thing, the state coming after Amish men. So, oh, I like that one, Q. LGBFJB plus. Nice one. All right, Patriots. I'm going to leave that one up while we say goodbye here. Prayers for all the Patriots, man. Son Chris still needs prayers. Carrie, I know Carrie's musings. Man, we all need prayers. We're hurting. Don't forget to lay your problems at the feet of your Savior. He will take care of it, and we look to him for guidance every day. We hope we're not misbehaving, try not to step foot in wickedness. Just pray to God. All glory to God, and rejoice in the Lord with trembling. This is Jericho. Over and out.